Hello everyone. Today I have with me Mr. Vijesh Unnikrishnan, Haas MBA class of 2010. I met Vijesh here at Haas Coffee Chat today. Hi Vijesh.
Hello.
Vijesh, it was a great event, and as I was telling you earlier, that I think it was different from the other events that I've attended in the fact that it was very laid back. I think that kind of defines, as you mentioned today during the chat, that's what Haas is all about, and probably that's what the Californian spirit is all about, the laid back plus the entrepreneurial bug, as you called it, I think, during that. So let me jump to the first question. So when you were applying, what attracted you to Haas?
So I started learning about Haas through the avenues that most people do, starting off with your website, talking to people who are from Haas. But really, my decision to apply to Haas really started off when I attended Haas. The things that really stood out for me was the fact that it was a really small collegiate environment. The students that I met, the people that I ate lunch with, just a laid-back culture. But laid-back doesn't mean that people are any less competitive or excellent in what they do. I felt that there were leaders without an attitude. That's what something really attracted me. And what sort of attracted me beyond that was just the culture that permeated at Haas. Most of the people that I met really felt that business had a role in society more than just what business usually has a role in society. And that larger than life aspect of business and society really attracted me to this place, because I knew that it's going to really fulfill my intellectual curiosity. It's going to connect with me, meet some incredible people, and so on. So in terms of the tools and the classes and things that are available to me, Haas is just as good or better than most of the business schools in the country. But it's more of the softer aspects of Haas which really sold.
Okay. So I think this was a question that came up during the chat. Somebody asked, Haas defines the business education as leading through innovation, and they said, what do you mean by the innovation? How have you felt that when you're at school?
Sure. So for me, like I answered, there were three elements of Haas that was really resonated to me as being innovative. First and foremost with students. Haas brings together an amazing student body who are not afraid to break down the usual typical barriers. They ask tough questions, they think about great ideas, and it's just a group of people who really want to think different and do some things different. And being in such an among a group of innovative people like this is to me fundamentally what Haas is all about, and when it says leading through innovation. The second aspect of this is Haas is really open to students coming in and driving something new that they want to do, be it a seminar, be it a club event, be it a networking event, be it a career event, whatever it be. If there's innovation in your idea, there's more than beyond the support that you can expect at Haas. And finally, I just feel that the environment that Haas is in, Haas is within Berkeley, and then beyond that is within the Silicon Valley environment. This environment just permeates innovation everywhere. I mean, if you look at Berkeley's campus overall, there's so many ideas that come out of there, and every single one of those ideas could potentially be a business idea that a Haas student can drive to fruition, commercialization. And beyond that, just the Silicon Valley area, which has a tremendous amount of innovative energy around it.
At school, I know that I think you finished one term. Is that right?
Right.
Okay. So, what are your favorite courses, and who are the favorite professors on campus who you have taken classes or you're planning to take classes on?
So I know this is a tricky question because I don't want to name names, and it's also probably dependent upon each person's individual interest.
Right. Definitely.
The quantitative side of things compared to the qualitative side of things. So I can tell you that the microeconomics class that I took was phenomenal. Having not come from a business background and having not had a microecon background, I felt that the 7 weeks that Haas, the core course, took, I really learned a lot about microecon. The teacher was just tremendous in breaking it down to the very basic level, teaching us the fundamentals and then taking it from there to a much higher level. The marketing class was amazing. We were analyzing cases from the 1950s, but the professor showed us how those business lessons were still relevant to this very day in our cutting-edge technology problems that we're trying to solve today. So I'd say the microecon and the marketing classes are probably my highlight. I'm not going to name names, but I'd love to leave it at that.
I think another thing that we talked at length about today was about clubs and what the clubs have impact on you as a person and what you take up and how difficult it is to manage time and things like that. So just a bit about your club experiences and which other clubs which you think, you are interested in from your personal point.
So at Haas there is a club for every single interest that you can think of. But my experience with clubs have been just like what most typical first-year MBAs have. You get thrown at with a million different options and you want to sign up your name for every single thing. But I'll tell you about my experience with Net Impact. That was probably the club that I was attracted to from day one. Even in the first year, very early on, I got a chance to, for example, go attend the Net Impact conference. It was a national conference in Philadelphia. It was really a great club for me to dig deep into the issue areas that the club represents in terms of business and its greater role in society. And I just learned a tremendous amount in just a few months that I've been in school. And that's why I think I foresee myself taking a leadership position in that club and actually driving some of the initiatives of the club in the coming year. So it turns out to be a natural fit. You feel yourself attracted to something and you should just go after it, and that's how it's worked.
And you mentioned that you were on the board of a non-profit in the area? Correct.
That's actually a very well-run program that's run by the non-profit center at Haas. It's called Board Fellows program, where they choose about 80 of us and they put us on the boards of Bay Area nonprofits. The experience has been just remarkable. I've learned a lot about nonprofits and the challenges that they face. And I am considered a board member just like any other board member. And I've been given the opportunity to speak, to voice my ideas, and actually to drive a couple of projects that are key to the success of the nonprofit.
Okay. Another, I think one question that a lot of us have at this point of an economic meltdown is about two things. One, about the finances, how easy is it to raise money to get to school, and the other one being, how probable is it, what is the problems that are at school right now with respect to internships, with respect to career, the companies who are coming for recruitment. Any insights into that you can give?
It's a tough question. I myself am in that boat. I'm going to be looking for an internship this coming summer. My experience so far has been that the number of opportunities that is coming through the door, I haven't felt that there were any. I didn't feel like I didn't have enough opportunities that I could apply for. There were a lot of very interesting positions, very interesting companies that are coming through the door. Now, without having a comparative estimate of how many firms came in through the door last year, I wouldn't be able to make a very clear estimate. But we have to be realistic. There is probably going to be an effect on firms spending money on headcount this year, especially in the kind of year 2009 is going to be. In such a year, we need to be smart about our choices. We cannot be a square peg expecting to fit into a round hole. We need to find that square hole where we can fit perfectly. And if we do find that, I bet the recruiting company wouldn't have a problem offering us a job, because they're looking for new talent just as much as they're shedding old talent. So I'm very optimistic. Being a top 10 school and being the kind of talent that Haas trains and provides out there, I bet recruiters are going to keep coming back to us. And
so, as you mentioned inside that, though there obviously is a dip, and that dip is there everywhere, but you do have enough opportunities on campus for internships and things like that. That's the way it looks right now.
Right now, exactly. I agree.
Yeah. Then, two things which are very prominent on the Haas website, which has attracted me as a prospective student, has been, one is the Management of Technology program, and the other one is the Haas at Work initiative. I don't know if it's too early to ask questions since you're still in the first year, but can you shed some light on that?
Sure. As part of the Haas, the nice thing about the Haas MBA program is very early on in your program you get a chance to do electives. This spring I have the opportunity to take up to 3 electives. I know that the MOT program offers some very relevant electives for people who are interested in the tech sector. In fact, there were a couple of them that I personally was very interested, even though I don't have interest in the tech sector. And I would have signed up for it if I had the credits that I wanted. So I know the MOT program is very well connected with the industry. They offer very relevant and very interesting courses.
And also, I think you mentioned that there are certificates for other, like certificate of healthcare and so on and so forth.
Right. So going back to the next question that you had about Haas at work, I personally don't have enough knowledge about it, but I have talked to some people who've done that. For example, one of the projects that one of the second years worked on was to help Hotwire improve the turnaround or the conversion rate for their website. A lot of people come to Hotwire, check out the prices, and then go to some other website and buy their tickets. So
right.
this Haas at Work project was to help Hotwire come up with a strategy to improve the conversion rate. So it's a very relevant project. You're working with real companies and you're really helping them solve a very critical problem that's vital to their business. So I think it's an excellent program if you have the time and if you have the credits that you can use for that. Haas at Work seems something that should definitely be considered.
I think talking to you today, I think all through that, I felt that word entrepreneurial spirit or entrepreneurial bug, as you mentioned it, in everything that Haas does, and then that sounds like the undertone of what the business education is at Haas. So I think the last question I have is just about your experience with your class and your cohorts and your team. How has it been? And I'm sure there's a lot of diversity there. And what have you liked about it?
Absolutely. Now, I don't want to leave here thinking that it's entrepreneurs coming to Haas who want to become entrepreneurs or people who have the entrepreneurial bug who don't come into Haas. It's a very diverse community. I have students in my class who've worked with AmeriCorps in a small village in Africa, all the way to bankers and consultants who have had tremendous success in their jobs too. So what the underlying tone about Haas is really down to earth, incredibly talented individuals who are willing to help each other and do something that's impactful in the world. And the entrepreneurial spirit, definitely for me, it's in every single one of them in terms of their radical ideas. They're gonna be entrepreneurs regardless of where they are, be it in a Fortune 500 company in the operations department, or be it running their own little startup in Silicon Valley and taking it to the next level. I really stand behind the fact that the people that I've met are incredibly talented, incredibly laid back, and really willing to help each other. I bet most people are like that, but I feel like Haas really does a job of bringing 240 of them and putting them in a class.
I think, as you said, entrepreneurial spirit, as you call it, is just what you feel from inside, and rather than being an entrepreneur and starting a business, is just one aspect of it.
Absolutely.
So I think today, I think what has happened for me as an applicant is that it has cemented the fact that Haas is excellence without attitude. Thanks a lot, Vijesh. That was a great thing. Thanks.
Thank you.